through I was 16. Little nigga, big heart, big dream. With my mama, using art to fix things. Guess I did it, cause Lenny S ain't pick me. Damn. No, it ain't his fault though, you know. He probably just trying to get his bag or something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mama said A&R's coming to the shop. You should go and play your music, don't be shy. You know you're good, boy, that's not something to deny. And you can use your art just so we can make it right. I see potential in you, I know you can touch the sky. Spend amongst the elites and get a piece of the pie. Now Rockefeller, Jay-Z, who am I to say no? Loaded up my CDs and go. And he possibly know what I was going through, I was 16. Little nigga, big heart, big dream. With my mama, using art to fix things. Guess I did it, cause Lenny S ain't pick me. Fresh off the train, I'm off the red line. No handouts, I'm out to steal mine. Telling hustle sinners like I'm one of a kind. Fake gold rope on you out of your mind. Praying to God they pick me so I can shine. To say I didn't need the shit, I'll be lying. Coming out the shelter, living nickel and dime. Only thing that free my mind, rhythm and rhyme. Who's YC, please come up, it's your time. Heart beating fast, but I'm doing fine. Sweat hard as anxiety was flying. Shook the hand of a giant. Saw my mama to the right, looked at her eyes, she was silent. But was smiling. Knew once this was over, I would put on the island. Tell my friends that I'm getting thousands, millions to sign it. She don't tell you possibly know what I was going through. I was 16. Little nigga, big heart, big dream. With my mama using art to fix things. Guess I did it, cause Lenny S ain't pick me. I forgot who it picked that day. Didn't cry, held my head up high. Couldn't knock the fact that I felt something I didn't want to anticipate. Road asked me, then I made it, told him no. Didn't say it, but my confidence felt that it's okay. Didn't know how to deal with these emotions. Shook his hand, took a picture, and kept hoping. He told me, you gon' make it, just keep focused. I'm pretty sure I hit that number after that. Never got a call back, never got a text back. So I did my own thing, but even after that, trauma kept playing back. Through different people like Mary when he told me fall back. Guess I'm looking for a savior, but I can't do it alone, so I'm changing my behavior. Guess I'm looking for somebody else to fix me. Shit crazy. And then I didn't possibly know what I was going through. I was 16. Little nigga, big heart, big dream. With my mama using art to fix things. Guess I did it, cause Lenny S ain't pick me. This shit ain't no song, man. This shit like real life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm in trouble now. Yeah, spirits in this motherfucker. Yeah, we ain't taking none of that. Yeah, dog, God ain't taking none of that. Yeah, I know the feeling is right when you want to see it go. This is new, don't like how you feeling at home. We got a new insight that we just keeping on. The government don't like when we be speaking on. When people say they so far, but they travel to call for it. When people say they so far, yeah, they travel. Yeah, hey, the shot in the seat is cool. I came from the womb. When I leave, bet these niggas gon' pay for the tomb. Bet these niggas gon' pay for it soon. I promise. Kill our people with vaccines and killing knowledge. Angles and degrees I got without the college. All through astrology. Look up. Don't follow me and don't point to a book to show you my anthropology and using big words without the etymology. We just spirits and body being ability to look further. And what your mama tell you, black or you white or you African, that's unheard of. You call your spirit something that's not, it's straight murder. You know better, you do better. You acting immature. You want to shoot the messenger because he ain't the murderer. If this was Jesus' time, I'm pretty sure you would have been first to throw the stones to people that look like you that came from broken homes for sure. I know the feeling is right when you mostly gone. The senses new don't like how you feeling at home. We got a new insight that we just keep it on. The government don't like when we be speaking on. When people say they suffer for what they travel to cover for. When people say they suffer for what they travel to yeah. They want to use me as an example. Like I can't elevate my people on the plane to get the two shot. Limited hangouts is why I don't hang out. We talking internal, I'm bringing them things out. Hidden in plain sight, nothing I'm playing right. So you find these motherfuckers ain't really playing right. This shit is playing out ever since Boy Meets World. I've been on a mission to destroy these worlds. The revolution is Instagram. Please give a like and a share if you give a damn. They be trying to stop my flow like a river dam. Niggas been better from the ground like Bam Bam. And I'm Aquarius just like Killigan. Pick me, I'm an animalist, niggas like fashion. The first house stealing you, Mr. Cash. The Cinco world, can we imagine? I know the feeling is right when you mostly go. The senses new don't like how you feeling at home. We got a new insight that we just keeping on. The government don't like when we be speaking on. When people say they so forward, but they travel to go forward. When people say they so forward, but they travel, yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Hello, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your monthly peace report, Leo season. I'm so glad I was able to do this publicly. I made this public because I ended up doing this a bit late. And so I wanted to, of course, segue this so that we can all enjoy together. Welcome. So we are literally at the last 5 days of Leo season. And the first thing that I want to say, as good as this feels, is what you should be feeling is this, like, you're going to feel everything you're feeling. But one thing you're going to definitely experience coming into Virgo season that will make this real, everything in Cancer and Leo season, is having you feel this slight sense of disappointment from others who, now that you have activated the strength of your light, they can't dim your light. Many of you have decided you're not going to dim your light to make others feel comfortable in ways that are non-intrusive and still respecting of their boundaries, and they cannot handle it. I want you to comment an exclamation mark if you've been feeling this slight sense of, it's not before like Aquarius season, that same force that would actively get at you. Now it's like a, it's like a dejected feeling of defeat. Well, congratulations. Everything that you're feeling is going to seriously intensify Scorpio season. This slight sense of this frustration is going to turn into pure hatred because you're winning, and winning, even in ways that may not look like victory to you, but people who see you from the outside looking in see everything you have that they don't. Because let me tell you something about Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Ask any of those signs. You either got it or you don't. You either got the value like Taurus, you either got the swag like Leo, you either got that alluring mystery and wisdom like Scorpio, and you either got the knowledge of Aquarius or you don't. Period. And some people are jealous. These signs are the most jealous. Like, people are the most jealous of these signs, mutable too, and cardinal. But just very important, they are desperate. The sadness in their faces is telling. You have to understand that these people live false lives, and so they wear masks to betray how they feel. And now that's not working because it's breaking through their mask, because your victory signals their defeat and loss. Not because you set yourself up as an enemy against them, but because they set themselves up as an enemy against you. Many of you were just minding your business, set into these conflicts where there was never a winner or loser. And now, since they set you up as a loser, they're the ones who are losing, and they cannot handle it. What constitutes them being a loser is their willingness and effort to, through psychological manipulation, ostracization, and other such petty psychological tactics, undermine you in an effort to psychologically influence you to be less of yourself. You said, hold my motherfucking beer, and decided to be more of yourself. You bad motherfucker, you. I like you. I like this one. I like you. Okay, I'm gonna do this with the hammer. All right. Silence is fucking golden. Everything that you are feeling right now, shout out to you, Ruby. Everything that you are feeling right now is going to be made exceptionally real Virgo season. So it started Cancer, it strengthened Leo, but you've gotten stronger. So the effects are lessened. And now this is going to manifest in your reality and see it for real from Virgo to Sag. Welcome to victory. We are now on the victory transit, leaving Leo, going into Virgo, baby. And so through the Virgo witchcraft, that's going to analyze everything about this construct that is, at least seemingly perceptually to us, real. The first thing I want you to do is to honestly clap for yourself, because you made it through the Pluto opposition, you made it through the Saturn opposition, and ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go through the Neptune opposition. Then we're going to go through the Jupiter opposition, then the Uranus opposition. So there's still more. But these ones at the collective level represent your individual essence expressed in social channels against the entire collective. And so once again, the totality of what people can hurl at you are grade level insults in their conviction and how deeply they feel about how stupid they are. All they can do is hurl grade level high school insults, because if there was anything of substance they can actually say, they would say it, but they're fucking stupid. And so you're seeing that cognitive dissonance play out. When I say they're stupid, it's not a diss. This is textbook actual truth. The stupidity that does not allow an individual to look past the prejudice and pride they project in order to keep themselves closed-minded makes one dumb as fuck. DAF. We call it DAF. All right, there's a lot of daft people out here, dumb as fuck people. Or DMs. You know it is divine masculine. I know it is dumb motherfuckers. Every single one of you watching this knows a dumb motherfucker that, they've had to deal with. Chiron and Aries brings this militant approach. And this is where, coming into Virgo season, we unveil the nuanced layer of pseudo spirituality. Oh, don't let your ego get in the way. No, love and light. No, we can't confront this. We need balance. If you want to be a pussy in this battlefield, then go get flowers and join these. I don't want to say the word soy boy or whatever. Join these weak, spiritual bypassing losers who mislead people with their pretty decorated rhetoric and philosophies. This is real life. Put on the armor of God, grab your sword, and get to hacking and slashing. This war's over your soul, and every single day you maintain the uniqueness and integrity of who you are fighting this battle, whether you want to admit it or not. It is a decision and a choice to take every action and step you do in the highest alignment of who you truly are. And every single moment you do that, you are effectively signaling with the frequencies and vibration of your soul that you are a revolutionary and you do not back down to negative, evil forces that wish to align you to a version of you that is not you. This is beyond identity politics. This is beyond anything on this planet. Welcome to the interdimensional and galactic conflict that spans across every solar system in the universe. Okay. Without getting too multidimensional and explaining or expressing the vastness of the universe, we're all interconnected. Where do you connect with the universe in you? Shout out to Elisha Eternal. Okay. So what's very, very deep here? And yes, this is amazing. This is you in the social channels expressing the fullness of your individuality. And it scares people who wish to have leverage over you. And it enjoys people who want to walk equally with you. As you expose more the evil that exists within people's hearts, Virgo season is going to get ready to introduce you to the real nature of this conflict, in that many people are looking for an alien invasion up above, but the invasion starts within. There are many souls in this outpouring of power and energy where we're all awakening, where everything up until now was preparation to that 2020 reset point. What is the balance between your heart and that feather? All the actions, remember, this is all karmic. All the actions you've taken in these past cycles determine the nature and level of how pure you are. And we're all biased to ourselves. So we'll never always admit that we might have more shadows to deal with than we do. And as much conviction as everyone feels with how good they are, the awakening is not necessarily some great. Then this is what I hate about pseudo spirituality. The rhetoric out there around, oh, this is a great awakening where everyone's going to awaken abilities and we're all going to unite. That's not it at all. The great awakening is one of the catalysts to the end of the world, because you have powers awakening in people, surpassing the ability for government authorities to regulate said powers and abilities, that if you're waiting for them to be flying and levitation, you're missing sight of the fact that it's already happening. Increased libido, increased ability to process information, increased energy. all of these subtly build up. And here's the key. If the internal spiritual work to balance your shadow and light has not been seriously dealt with, this power that awakens will corrupt you. Millions of people all around the world who have had unresolved shadows in their hearts are being taken over by these shadows. And now that we've gone through Leo season to strengthen and solidify the energy, those of you who have fought the good fight to conquer the darkness within are now gaining, with this strength of integrity, the ability to now harness your abilities versus other people who are being taken over by them. And the sinister, subtle nature of this isn't some weird Hollywood movie where people are like, I'm evil, I'm a bad guy. No, it's, hey, how you doing? Nice. I like that song too. Do you want to be friends? And you have to have eyes to see. You have to have discernment to be able to look at the inconsistencies between the beautiful things people say and the ugly things they do. Listen to who people tell you are the first time, because this is not a fucking game, guys. Now we are in the midst of the end game. And this is the last 6-month chapter before Saturn goes into Pisces, and it's the beginning of the end of the world. So Leo season was you putting on the breastplate of righteousness so that you can step through Virgo into Libra, through the eclipse of Scorpio, and fight that final boss battle in Capricorn, literally once and for all. Literally in a period where Pluto wasn't here until the last time when America wrote its Declaration of Independence. Okay? So you're going to be seeing a practical manifestation of the blossoming of every psychic ability that you've awakened so that you can use it for war. You can use it to reach out to like-minded souls. You can use it to connect with higher beings. The courage that Leo season is awakening out of you is the courage to confront energetically, because Leo is energy, Cancer is power. You've been feeling everything that you've been going through energetically. And this has been interfacing the stretching of your brain's processing ability to connect with your spirit's ability to sense the unseen. You've weighted away the dark forces in the puppets of experts who are really manipulators to gaslight you out of your abilities. I want you to imagine that you come from a magical world. This is like an episode of The Magicians where magic is very plainly expressed. Then you get drugged and you wake up in a mental hospital. And these people in the mental hospital tell you, sir, magic isn't real. You're fucking delusional. Take these pills. And these pills suppress your abilities. And then you realize, wait a minute, magic does exist. This mental hospital is an entire illusion to give me the impression that magic doesn't exist. But you talk to everybody and you don't have anyone to talk to without literally making you feel like you have some kind of schizophrenia, literally dismissing and literally denying your senses. It's a deep form of witchcraft. Now, take that analogy and apply it to life, where the entire waking reality of the system that is not eternal and didn't always exist has been engineered to suppress you. The sum total of everything that this system built for in its long term was to make it to suppress you, the children of the original creatures, the children of the original founding legacies, no matter what culture or ethnicity you're from. And so many of you are being drowned by entertainment and other such bullshit to distract you from the calling of your soul. And then there's you. You decided not to fall for that bullshit. I like you. So stay tuned. Leo season is the talent show. And I'm going to go over what we just went through. And I'm going to go a little bit into Virgo season. I am doing live readings. So any of you who would like a live reading about what this Leo season and Virgo season is going to do for you and your chart. The minimum is $40. If you click the description box below, you will see the ability to join the queue. My PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App is at the Peace Dealer. And relative to that, this is going to put you in a position to, if you comment your sun, moon, or rising, or email me your chart, this is going to put you in a position to realistically gain a chart analysis from me. And I will look into your chart. There. All right, perfect. So if you refresh the page and you see the description box below, you will see that information there. And for those of you who would want a live reading at the end of this, I got you. All right. That being said, okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the talent show. Okay. We are at the tail end of it. And as of now, we are receiving the results of said talent show. I want to once again bring to your attention the amount of prejudice, the amount of pride, because you have people who are gassed up. They live a whole lie and they appeal to other people who don't know who they are, seeking out influencers to gain leadership, who also live a lie. And so these people get their egos literally puffed up. And the resentment they have towards you is you don't have to do any of that fake shit or anything that they may not necessarily like about what you do. The thing here is, okay, this puts you in a position to realistically expose the inauthenticity of these vibrations. And so everything you've been seeing is an act. Okay. Angelica Santana, if you look at the description box below, you will see the price for how much it is, and you will see how to send me the payment. You can also do super chat. I forgot to say you can also do super chat. Okay. For any of you who want to look at the description box below, the instructions are ridiculously simple. So with that being said, keep that in mind, because what you're feeling is the cognitive dissonance. Remember, these people live a whole lie. So these people go out of their way to put appearances on because they're obsessed with image. You recognize that your authenticity is more important than some vague reputation and sense of image. Even the whole notion that it's super important is a myth. It's an illusion that's only true within a system that does not represent you like it has lied to. This whole myth of this is just how the world is. You have to work hard to make money. Money is the only thing that matters. Only idiots believe that bullshit. Only stupid people who live vanity and pride obsessed lives form rhetoric and arguments to lie to themselves to believe that bullshit. And Virgo season is going to critically break down the reality of how it was all bullshit, opposite Neptune getting ready to leave and instill a whole new veil with Saturn. And they mad, as they should be, recognizing through you that their whole life was always a lie. Because it's one thing to say that, it's another thing to live by example and cause cognitive dissonance in people that you indirectly affect just because they can't stand the authenticity that exposes the shadow of their reality. You are the living proof that the money they spend, the toys they buy, and the fake lifestyle they live pales in comparison to the authenticity you live, to what seems on the surface as a less glamorous life. But you don't have half of the stress they have because they're maintaining a fake life. They lie to themselves every day and they project an image of themselves that is the farthest thing from real. Some literally, like if they take their mask off their face, they don't even look like what they caked on. Anyway, we're going to go right back in. This is, of course, the talent show. Talent. The definition of talent is natural aptitude or skill. Okay. In astrology, talent is represented by Leo. and the fifth house. You have skills, which is Gemini, but really the third house, skills. And then you have talents. Talents and techniques take into account different abilities you've learned, integrates them together for a technique. For example, I have the ability to speak. I also have this microphone. So I'm going to use the freestyle technique. I'm freestyling right now and I got it like that. You don't want to know if you do something like that because I'll get you right back. Whether it was a good freestyle or not, I used a combination of several abilities to put together a technique. The talent I have takes the skill of rapping and expresses it fully as a talent. And you know, I got the balance. Oh my goodness. You don't want a challenge. Boom. So this Leo season is showing the world what you got. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer uploaded this individuality. You're now bringing it together. Now, on an off note, I literally see a vision and feel these forces crying like on their face they look like whatever, but inside they're like, damn, like you have to understand these people don't think that your victory is fair. Their minds are warped and they have a very they live in denial. Like they have and when I say they refers to the collective. Okay. The collective, there's the individual, there's the social axis where individuals meet, and then there's the collective, they. Okay. Saturn is opposite Leo. That's you versus they, them. You can see the Satori lanes. Okay. Pluto is in the collective. That's your emotions versus they. Okay. Virgo is opposite Neptune in the collective. That's your analysis versus illusions and deceptive narratives. Okay, represented by God Squad. In its integrity, they is actually right, but out of its integrity, they has always been wrong. And that's where you come in, the revolution of the individual. Okay, so that being said, the expression, many of you are getting more psychically attacked because you're on the verge of ridiculous breakthrough. Angelica Santana, thank you. I definitely got you. I'm gonna give you a much longer birth chart reading, given what you sent. So what we'll do for you is we'll look into Leo and we'll also look into Virgo. Okay. So with that being said, given the talent and the nature of course, the fifth house and Leo, and this is going to break you through into the development of this talent. Now, the psychic attacks are extreme in Leo season because we have Saturn opposite it and Uranus squared. This is pressure from outside influences. And relative to this pressure, this puts you in a position to have to deal accordingly with the unawakened nature, okay, of how uniquely you personally step into all of the definition of your uniqueness in the face of direct pressure from an entire collective that agrees and disagrees with you and who you are. Once again, it's definitely very, very key in the definition of how to make sense of all of this, because pressure makes diamonds. And one of the most and very important things and aspects, okay, one of the most very important things and aspects concerning the nature, and Angelica, if you know your rising, let me know. But if not, that's still cool. I can give you the reading. But one of the most important aspects that the Uranus square is asking for you to accept is you have eccentricities and you have stuff that is weird to other people. That does not make it weird. You have the integrity to take the consequence of what you do. So you have broken through the subliminal suppression and you have decided to take accountability in the form of standing for certain eccentric aspects and elements of your behavior that might be repulsive to other people. Aries ascendant, thank you. But personally, you still take the responsibility and consequence with what comes from that. Now, the social nuances and peer pressure from society, yep, that come into play to push you back and use social leverage and nuance. If we don't like you, this will happen. You're effectively with your action saying, I don't care. If you're going to do that, then do that. You're calling people's bluffs. And you've realized that the sum total of whatever public backlash, like if someone canceled you, you're realizing that there's no real consequence to being canceled. The whole fear of being canceled was an illusion to just deter you. Now that you're breaking out of that and recognizing that none of that truly matters, this is making these people very pissed. Many people think it's unfair that you have the freedom to express what you're expressing. And it's not that it's unfair, Western. It's not that it's unfair. Jove, please email me your sun, moon, or rising, or your natal chart. Okay. So personally, what you're realizing is effectively that you are powerfully stepping into the definition and persona and personification of breaking through this whole social illusion that anyone has the authority to dictate what's normal or not. Anything that's unnormal is only unnormal to someone. And that person is not your God. So keep that in mind. There's a double-edged sword to this, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know your behavior causes a certain effect, you don't want to complain about that. You don't want to necessarily be like, oh, this is happening. Instead, you're taking responsibility. It's like, okay, this is the effect. I'll take it. It is what it is. And whatever you can do to change it, cool. And this is you taking your power back. And so this is the extension to everything that has occurred coming into, of course, Leo season, extending from Taurus. And once we step into Virgo, this is going to make all of this real in your mutable Virgo experience. So we know Leo is the fixed fire sign and it is social, whereas Aries is the individual fire sign that enables you to put you in a position to fully step into and actualize the nature of your identity. Leo is the social fire sign that takes this fashion of your identity and expresses it socially. Now, people decorate their words with pretty rhetoric or stupid rhetoric, and they preach to a choir. So you want to be very mindful as Mercury is in Virgo, exactly how and what people resist you as. For example, it's very common to hear someone loudmouth talk about their disdain for astrology, talk about, oh, how astrology is bullshit, astrology is stupid. And in their wonderful rant, they forgot to make an argument. They forgot to actually make sense. They only talk to stupid people who eat what they say. So the fact that they didn't even construct a logical argument is over their head, because you can talk about your opinions and what you don't like, but can you back that up with actual logic? People are so stupid these days. They will present a premise, oh, astrology is bullshit, and not back it up with a conclusion. Therefore, that means, or not back it up with any evidence. Oh, astrology is bullshit because of the precession of the equinoxes and A, B, and C. Therefore, boom. And that's how dumb most people are. Apply that to anything you're doing, okay? You want to be very focused on the inability for people to actually rationalize what it is they're wanting to say. Because people are so blinded by how much you trigger them, they're speaking emotionally because they're stupid, but they're not speaking logically because they're stupid. And so they present this bravado and false machismo to speak the loudest. but they're really just snitching on themselves, because ultimately there are people who know, and now you and other people know, no, they're fucking stupid. Okay. So if you hear me bring this fire, that's because we're not standing down anymore. For so long, we have allowed these remedial students to talk their mouth. And many of you were, instead of minding other people's businesses, minded your business. And you are leveling up and growing up. Now that you've finished, you can regulate these remedial idiots. No disrespect to actual remedial students, because actual remedial students hold far higher intelligence than these remedial idiots that I am referring to. Okay, it is a collective cancer and pandemic that you are fundamentally breaking through in order to become the leader of the new world. Okay. And what's so very key about, son, you're going to be sunning people. Like, you're going to just be speaking truth and people will know what to say. And so this is going to now expose the demonic psychology behind that, because things that happen don't just happen. There's a spirit behind what people say and do. There is a motivating underlying factor psychologically behind what people do. You're going to begin to isolate and expose them for what they are, to the point where you won't even be talking to people. You'll be like, what demon is possessing this vessel? And they'll be like, okay. So, and maybe it doesn't be that exaggerated, but now that you have understood more how to express yourself to the detriment and intimidation of others who really don't have an interest to live in integrity. I know, crazy, right? This is strengthening your light. And now we're getting ready to apply it. Because it's one thing to strengthen it, it's another thing to change reality with it. And now the sum total of what every force has done to stop you, you're in victory, baby. They can't and they won't. Leo is I will. Okay. To Aquarius is I know. And so you are carrying forward the will of the spirit of Leo into these social channels to express yourself. And once again, it's very important, because in people's minds, they can believe, like the Saturn, Aquarius, Neptune, Pisces is the false delusional narratives of, oh, you're a lame, oh, you're a loser. And people walk around with these ideas, not realizing these are made up concepts that came from someone in high school, like a kid. Like grown adults are using kid rhetoric and they don't understand. They don't necessarily understand, right? And I want to kind of speak on this, because once again, like, that's why I said I'm bringing the fire, and you hear my tone. And like K10, please do not misattribute sympathy for people who don't deserve sympathy. These people are stupid, stuck in traumatic loops or not. You have not been there, K10. When we've all been there is, in a sense, being ignorant. But what makes these people stupid is you have been there. You got out of that inability to be closed-minded. You may never had that inability. I understand exactly what you're saying, and it doesn't apply, because I'm not talking about people who are stuck in traumatic loops. I'm not talking about people who just don't get it, but they'll get it. I'm talking about really stupid people. And you have to be very careful, because they use these tactics to give you this Stockholm syndrome sense to make excuses for people who do not deserve your sympathy. These are people who go out of their way to live a lie. And that's the most important thing that I want to break the illusion around this pseudo spirituality, this idea that everyone has the potential to be pure. Everyone has the potential. Listen, in this life, some people choose evil. Some people deliberately choose to align themselves out of integrity. And like K10, in your pureness, it's very easy to believe that everybody, you know what I'm saying, goes through things. But I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to bring up that nuance, because everything that you said was true. Like, there are people who go through loops, and there are people who have been there and come out. And I consider people like that ignorant. We've all been ignorant before. I've been ignorant about my own chart and astrology. But when it came time to learn, I didn't become stupid. I didn't say, oh, this is bullshit. Oh, you're stupid. Oh, screw this. and block every attack. I'm using astrology as an example, but it's way beyond astrology. This has nothing to do with, I just use astrology because it's a simple example. But that's really what I wanted to point out. The difference between those who are ignorant versus those who are willfully stupid. Okay. And personally, we all have been ignorant, but not everyone of us decides to willfully be stupid. But regardless, one thing that K10 said that's very important to move forward with this is the attitude. One thing about K10's attitude and approach is that towards these same people, she's not going to project hatred. Like you heard my militant voice saying like they're stupid, but she's not going to project hatred. She's not going to fight hate with hate. She's going to maintain her vibrancy and recognize where they're at. That's the attitude you want to take. Okay. And in that sense, it's a beautiful perspective. So just really keep that in mind. Understand and isolate the fact, Ephesians 6:12, the person who you're dealing with isn't even your enemy. They're just being used because of the darkness in their heart that they have yet to release and surrender and actually transmute. So with that being said, okay, the fire signs this season are performing with Aries, their fifth house talents, Leo, their actual self. This is the unveiling of the lead role relative to this new season. And Sagittarius, the ninth house, you're performing your philosophy. You are embodying and living what you preach. Okay. Leo for Sag, they show love. The philosophy of love for Sagittarius is love is something that's meant to be shown, not spoken about. It's meant to be fully expressed passionately. You're adorable, Sagittarius. Okay, then we have earth signs are performing with Taurus, the fourth house. Yep, soul. Okay, the home. They're performing their inner self. Virgo is performing the 12th house, spirituality. We're going to do Bible study here. We're going to do Bible study. I got you. And Capricorn is going to be performing their dealings with others. Okay. The intimacy. Air signs are performing with Gemini, their attitude, and also the nature. Jove, thank you. I got your Jova. How do I say your name? Jova, I got your birth chart. Jove. I'm going to assume it's Jove, but I want to make sure I'm saying it right. But yeah, Gemini, you're performing your attitude and skills. Libra, you're performing your influence and leadership with friends and your social circle and performing to your social circle. And then Aquarius, you're performing towards your relationships. Jove, perfect. Okay. And so water signs with Cancer, you're performing your second house, your value, what you're worth. Scorpio, you're performing your legacy and your career success. And Pisces, you're performing your behavior through your lifestyle. Okay. So the relevant transits we've had are the new moon in Leo, the sun trine Jupiter, the sun square Uranus, full moon in Aquarius, and the sun opposite Saturn. Okay. So as we jump into these transits, the new moon in Leo was you on stage. This was the brand new cycle that kicked in the infusion of energy and strength. Okay. The energy and strength of your spirit. So there's the energy and strength of your physical body, the natural energy that your brain produces, and electricity that generates natural energy from your body. Then you have cosmic energy from Aquarius, that is literally energy from the cosmos and universe in all its forms. Collective energy, which is also celestial energy. Then you have social energy, the two socials, pure energy, Scorpio, which is more nuclear. It's the pure version of any energy, which is a lot more intense and representative of wisdom. And then you have spiritual energy, the spiritual courage and energy that goes into the courage to walk into a situation that you fear. That's not a physical energy. That is a spiritual strength. That is an application of your will. Okay. So this new moon in Leo, opposite Saturn and square Uranus, trined Jupiter. The trine to Jupiter boosted the self definition of your identity through expressing this on stage, giving you a good look and boost. What's very key here during this period is that any doubts about you or intimidating qualities about you that were projected from other people enabled you to see the nature of how fucked up people got you, but really how your willingness to not hold back your light is creating the environment around you and showing you what you need to address and approach. Hence, Leo, creating drama so that you can overcome it like a boss. This new moon is so very important, and the full moon, because you want to think of a new moon as an activation of energy in a fixed sign in a new cycle. Everything that you activated here is going to strengthen into knowledge and cosmic energy in Aquarius, and it's going to deepen in Scorpio. And this is what led to the opening trine to the sun and Jupiter. The next trine we're going to have is going to be from Pisces to Scorpio, because in Sag it's going to square. So with that being said, this trine that pushed forward the post new moon while we were manifesting the moon in Virgo is what boosted you towards expressing the newly defined nature of these talents. One of the key things about this new moon in Leo cycle is that it also birthed new talents in you. So it's like, let's say you were a tarot card reader, right? And you would read tarot cards really well, might I add you. Then Jupiter went into Aries and you evolved so much. Now you don't even need to read tarot. Now you could read someone without the cards. So now you're coming back on stage and you've birthed a new talent. Instead of just reading tarot, now you'll know what card you're going to draw before you draw it. Like, I'm probably going to pull the death card. Yep, see? And you can read someone without it. You are now taking your talent to the next level. And so this Leo season is the definition of these talents expressed socially through the element of performance. This performance is the expression of your heart in your everyday reality expressed towards other people. And a very important thing to illustrate during this period is the very insightful understanding of, at this period, the developing nature of your eccentricities, facets of yourself that you didn't know how to understand because they did not fit within the box of the illusion that is this system you take part of. As you're awakening more to the fact that you are in this world and not of it. And thank you, Asada. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful for all of y'all. Seriously. Hey, I'm about to drop that Tory CP very soon. I'm just getting a couple more tracks mastered. And once I get this track done with Flight Boss, the Gemini EP is coming out. So new music coming soon. I could drop it now if I want, but I just want to make sure it's all like properly expressed. But personally, once again, what's very key, if you guys want, I can play an unmastered version of one of the Gemini tracks. I got my sister on it and she murdered it. So if you guys are down for that, you comment the fire sign emoji. But once again, what's very key, all right, concerning this is, once again, relative to this nature of you coming outside of the box, right? It personally, now that you have evolved, you realize that your existence is outside this box and you are not limited to this box that your whole life has been told you exist in. Kind of like coming out of Plato's cave. Yo, crazy. So, relative to that, what this does is with the square to Uranus, now this is you understanding the full integration of taking weird parts about yourself that didn't have a place in this system and recognizing it doesn't belong in that box. You're now finding ways to express genius, because the most important thing about this square is the inhibitive quality of what you used to hold yourself back and dim your shine. You're not only fully expressing, but you're enabling this pressure to strengthen. What does that look like? Imagine if you're expressing a lot of energy in the face of pressure. The more you express, the more that pressure can form and mold it. That's the Saturn opposite the sun. But the square to Uranus is the natural eccentricity. Okay. Your superpower is found in your quirks. Your superpower is found in your quirks. The quirky attributes of your personality is the expression through which your superpower expresses itself. So, if anyone, tell me anyone who has a personality, and I will tell you what their superpower is. The proliferation of Hollywood fantasy narratives that show you a version of what superpowers are supposed to be mislead you from the fact that the expression of superpowers is so much more subtle and attached to the mundane than you can ever really imagine. Okay. Thank you so much for the donation of the 20 euros. Okay, much appreciated. Once again, anything under 40, I'm assuming it's a donation. So I really, really, really do appreciate you. Once again, my IG, my Instagram, oh my bad. I think you're asking someone else. But personally, this is where you are looking at everything that you have already quirks. Thank you, quirks. You're looking at everything that you have already done with your life. And this is a major realization here. Many of you, in unlocking your abilities, you're not necessarily creating something new. You're redefining, looking at everything you've ever done and recognizing that it was always a superpower. This is what Virgo season is going to help you analyze in crucial detail. Right now, Leo and Cancer season are showing you the actual like blocks, and then Virgo season is going to go into each block and be like, oh, what does that look like? Many, and I want you to comment an exclamation mark if this applies to you. Many of you are recognizing in the most cliche way that what you've been looking for has been under your nose the whole time. Like you're what you're looking for. But practically speaking, some of you have had an object, some of you have had relationships that you didn't understand the significance of until the veil got released. And now you're recognizing how much more magical or powerful something always was. But to uninitiated people who really don't have eyes to see, nothing wrong or good with them. It's not that it's bad or good. They just weren't in a position to tell you the value of it. So you were around people who looked at this like it was nothing, but it was an infinite treasure the whole time. Okay. Maga Soul, please email me your natal chart. For those of you who want a natal chart reading, please email me at thepeacestealer@gmail.com your chart and or your sun, moon, or rising. Okay. So that being said, once again, this is very, 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 very deep, because now that you had, what really enabled you to see this was once you've acknowledged that you've evolved outside this box. Like some of you are really recognizing, oh my gosh, I exist. Why did I ever let anyone play me? Like I exist. Like that's the whole purpose of this year, this self-transcendence. I exist. Like I'm a whole goddess. Like I am the essence of creation. Like some of you are making this realization. Concepts about yourself that you thought that you're now seeing is not just a thought. It's real. It's real. Like you exist. You've been struggling with the concept of you. Then you accepted it. And now you're living it more than ever. You lived it when you were born, but now you're living it. And this is where the frequency you emit that exists outside of this illusion and box, like the Matrix, triggers agents who possess these puppets. Not everyone you see is who they see. You see a flesh suit, but you don't know how many people, their ideas, their thoughts, their beliefs, everything that they actually behave is not even them. It has its root in someone else's ideas, in someone else's viewpoints. There's a lot of people who walk around who, if you were to ask them, they would genuinely think it's their thoughts. It's not their thoughts. Like they haven't even discovered their authenticity, especially because every time they've tried to, they never had an outlet and it was beaten out of them. It was ostracized out of them. They were peer pressured to be someone they're not. And then there's you who went through the same thing they went through, but you decided, no, y'all can suck my dick. I'm gonna be myself. I like you. I like you a lot. Okay, this is huge. This breakthrough in courage is going to complete Aquarius and Capricorn season. When you're confronting the dragon and the beast, you're taking that courage and you're confronting the final boss, taking everything that through the socials you've expressed. Remember, as negative as certain people feel about you in your real life, as much pent up negativity as they want to project is your fault, you are a phone call away. You are a message away. These people and their inability to express courage, forget the image they show, forget the image they show online to give people the impression that, oh, my life is amazing, whatever. That opportunity for them to have the courage to talk to you about what's troubling them, they instead used to talk behind your back, to gossip about you because they're weak. So vibrationally, the courage you emit intimidates them. And now in denial, these people won't accept this and they're creating more mental illness. That's all it is. It's nothing to ever take personal. If you saw it with spiritual eyes, you would literally see that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. These are zombies. You know what I'm saying? Like these are possessed individuals. You're not going to project your anger towards that possessed individual because at that point, they're just a puppet living out someone else's ideals and narratives. It's instead to identify the spirit behind it, which can connect and possess anyone else and address that. For we do not fight against flesh and blood, but spiritual forces of wickedness in high places, principalities, powers, thrones, and the whole shebang. Okay. So with that being said, this opening square to Uranus is the checkpoint that we had with the conjunction in Taurus. The conjunction that we had in Taurus was very pivotal because with that conjunction, what this put you in the mindset to do was to activate, okay? Jesus is the word. It's the embodiment of God's mind, whether you call it Osiris, Christ, Yeshua. Jesus is a symbolic representation of the Christ, the expression of the almighty force of God. And then God is the totality. God is the almighty power and force that moves, you know what I'm saying? The universe. Okay. You could also see Jesus as logos, logic. And if you abide your life with logic and principles of truth, then this will put you in a position to very powerfully reach God, knowledge, eternity. Okay. Jesus is Lord. Amen. And I say that without the religious dogma. I say that without the you're going to go to hell if you don't worship Jesus. That's not Christianity. That's the Satan, the accuser, like misleading people. But other than that, can I do a micro exorcism tutorial? It's something that I can look into, but you don't need a micro exorcism tutorial. You need to align yourself with God. Like the whole notion of doing this spell, like for people who are initiated in a craft and they actually have a culture like Palomayombe, like Ifa, like Santeria, you're going to be given, or if you're an initiated witch, you're going to be giving tools and techniques. But this new age community has lied to you and giving you the understanding that you just need to do this technique to get away from this energy. You need to do this freezer spell to do this. None of that's true. You need to get right with God, because if you align your actions with your higher self, then nothing can harm you. You can only be harmed if you're outside the protection of the Lord. And that's very important. That's what's going to let you know what exorcism rituals to do, by just praying, you know what I'm saying? Or setting good intentions or taking practical actions. People who give you these techniques, it's different if you're actually initiated, but you don't need to do any of that. And a lot of people don't necessarily like this answer because it doesn't put power in their hands. But that's the whole lesson here. It's not your will be done. It's may the Lord's will be done on earth as in heaven. And you have people who are so blinded with pride and vanity that take in this Luciferian doctrine to do what thou wilt. And that's why these people tell you, oh, just put the power in your own hands. You're supposed to give the power up to God to operate through you. And that's how you get everything you want, because it's not about everything you want. It's about what you're meant to do here. And fulfilling that gives you liberation, gives you freedom. And so, you know, and Michael Williams, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it was a really good question you asked. It's definitely very, very, very important, because ironically, when I say something like this, I can be seen as religious. And I don't consider that religion as much as just truth. It's just a fact. Like it is what it is. Okay. To the extent that I'm now trying to persuade you to live the life I live, I don't really believe in all that. You just got to live by example. And that's what this Leo season is strengthening. The conjunction of Uranus and the sun activated the yearly Uranus-Sun cycle that manifested the nature of how powerfully you put yourself in a position to realistically manifest your own uniqueness. The Uranian Sun transit, and thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you. The Uranus Sun transit every year has us activate a new cycle. So the new cycle that we had with the North Node, so beautiful. Who you working for? Who you giving energy to? The North Node cycle with Uranus activated an unconventional, eccentric cycle of innovative genius to put yourself in a position to manifest value independent of a system and create your own currency. Every year that this has happened through Aries activated more unique power. Every year that this is happening until 2027 in Taurus is strengthening that unique power by tangibly manifesting the ability to harness energy through this. Because once it's in Gemini, we're doing jutsus and techniques. You're starting to see the increased effect of mudras instantly. Okay, it's a long developmental process. That's why it takes near decades, because we're uploading supernatural ability. And that does not happen in just a month, unless you're like a Pisces. But once again, something that's very, very key to really step into and accept is with the square. The square is those seeds you planted with that yearly conjunction breaking through. And so now from Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Trump has Sun Uranus too, and Leo, this was the definition of manifesting those seeds through the attitude in Gemini and express it through Cancer, so that personally, oh, I got your email, Angelica. Personally, this puts you in a position to realistically see in the light of Leo what these seeds you planted look like. And am I doing chart interpretations live? Yes. If you look at the description box below, you will see the instructions to join the queue. Okay. And what's also very important is the square to Leo is what is expressing. Remember, Taurus is individual. It's your individual uniqueness with Uranus. Leo is now, okay, now we're ready to bridge this socially to other people. How do I take the uniqueness that I on my own felt comfortable with and now express it? That's why it's a square. It's, yeah, I rehearsed this performance perfectly behind closed doors, but now I'm on stage and I'm feeling a little nervous. That's the square. How do I bring out that uniqueness in front of a crowd? Okay, because what's going to happen is once this opposes in Scorpio, like every year, it's blossomed. Before, it happened at the beginning of Taurus. Now it's happening at the middle of Taurus with the South Node. And this is going to enable you from Leo to Scorpio to practically apply energy. And this is why this is important. Uranus and Aries activated superpowers. Uranus and Taurus is harnessing supernatural energy. Supernatural energy meaning the ability to harness chi through your fingertips, to convert it into fire. Just like how you saw John Chang shoot fire from his hand. Okay. And if you haven't seen that, let me show you. Because what's going to happen is from now until from May until now, respective to, of course, all of the cycles that we had coming up on here, put you in a position to charge within your body the necessary energy needed to express beautifully your power. However, from Leo to Scorpio, this is going to put you in a position to very masterfully now exert your energy from out of you, like so.
And showed us how chi can also be used to set things on fire. When he heard we'd shown this footage in public, he was very upset and refused all our future efforts to contact him again. As the years... Grounding this patient, my cameraman Joe is having to use all his weight to keep contact. She is pushing him away. He seems able to control the amplitude of this chi, like a dimmer switch, and it causes uncontrollable responses in the patients and their grounders.
I can barely keep my hand on you. Fly off, the electricity so strong.
This mother unwittingly grounds her child. He won't sit still, so she's asked to hold him and grin and bear it. Sometimes signs of this passing energy can be seen in the transmitter too. This chi stuff is only the surface, he says, of the real adventure beneath in the meditational technique. Projecting chi from the palm of the hand can also be used to resist rifle pellets, he says.
Unfortunately, I've never seen his chart. I wish.
First, you learn to distinguish between yin and yang chi in your body. Then how to pool it in your navel chakra. Then how to project it, he says.
That's it. First, you learn how to connect the yin and yang, create the electricity, and do that. What if I told you every single one of you in this room have successfully attained the ability to do this naturally? John Chang represents an older generation of mystics where, especially in that government, they don't bring this information out. Just like in the animes, you don't teach people this stuff, right? And it is Qigong. Qigong is the way to actually charge your energy every day. What if I told you we've reached a critical mass to where now collectively everyone is breaking through their ability to do this? This is a natural basic ability, okay? And the reason why this is really, really important is personally, relative to this, right? The revolution is not some weird kumbaya we're all coming together. Let me tell you what the revolution is. At 2022 is the very last year we're finishing this. 2023 is next level. It's the dawn of the new age. This is going to begin the next series of cycles where all the Pluto Sag, Pluto Cap, Pluto Aqua, Pluto Pisces kids are being born and awakened. And that through them is going to upload in humanity this ability. You always use chi. Up until now, you've been using chi for menial things. Now you're getting ready to apply it in levels beyond your understanding. Okay. You're already doing it. I want you to think that from May to Leo, the energy and chi has been circulating through your body. You've been learning how to release blockages. Like some of you, your chi was like a hose and it wasn't going through. You unlocked that and now you have all this extra energy. You don't have extra energy. You have latent energy that is now starting to express itself through the breakthroughs you made. Okay. And now from Leo to Scorpio, you're getting ready to protrude it out. For the first time ever, like your Reiki, your ability to project this, you're now coming into Saturn and Aquarian knowledge of how to make sense of this. So I'm going to show you a video of Itadori, who represents the new generation, and Gojo, who represents Pluto Scorpio. Okay. If you're Pluto Scorpio, you're the man on the left. If you're Pluto Sag, you're the kid on the right. And if you're older than that, you're the OGs. Okay. This is very important. The revolution that is occurring with metahuman abilities and people. This is that whole 5D to 3D split. The government agencies around the world understand this too and have been going all around to suppress this. It's not necessarily a bad thing to these people. If a majority of people awaken these abilities, they will not have the ability to regulate and control, and it can create a state of anarchy. The revolution is the awakening of these innate gifts and abilities at the next level to be tangibly expressed in a way that breaks us out the system in a mad attempt to get you back in the box. I want you to watch this video because it takes the concept we just saw and shows you what you're getting ready coming into Scorpio. By Scorpio season, especially if you're Pluto Scorpio, you have unlocked what you've planted with the nodes to step into a new 10-year destiny cycle to master your chi. By the time the North Node goes into Aquarius and Scorpio, this is what you will have mastered. And you are now coming back around to literally learn how to walk like a baby again. So let's break that down. There's cursed energy and there's cursed energy techniques. Whenever y'all get cursed energy in Jujutsu Kaisen is a concept that applies here. In order to activate negative energy, you have to feel anger. You have to feel negativity, and then you transmute it. It's similar to chi, except like he said in that video, it's like electricity. All right. Gojo's a Sagittarius, master teacher. Itadori is an Aries, new gen Aries, the new spark of the future. And what he said was so key. All right. Shout out One Punch Man, which just went at the God level like that. He said, I thought I was going to be able to shoot a Kamehameha or a Rasengan. Like these are what we think about when we think of superpowers, but it's way simpler than that. It's utilizing the electricity like a device to create a technique instead of just expressing it versus creating a technique with it, which is super vague. Okay. This is my passion. But it's something that is coming into amazing applicability in less than 30 days. What if I told you that every single detail on how to do all of this is being revealed in Virgo season? Cut to the full moon in Aquarius. The full moon in Aquarius now completed the loading screen of your energy. I haven't seen Parasite. I have to check that out. I heard that was really good. Crunchyroll is the shit too. This has loaded the energy for your body to maximize the energy that you can express. So your body has a maximum output. If you look at a circuit, the resistance in that circuit will determine the maximum amount of energy that can flow before the circuit shorts. Resistance flows current to produce voltage. That's Ohm's law, V equals IR. Current times resistance equals voltage. It's the only thing I really retained learning electrical engineering in college. However, what's very key here is, what if I told you how? Because listen, your natal chart, your potential and capacity to weave chi is determined the day you're born. For those of you awakening gods and goddesses within you, the energy source of that has been slowly but surely integrating with your physical body so that those techniques could be etched in your memory. Some of you are awakening soul memory of abilities you had in past lives, which brings such ease this life in that expression as well. That being said, what this does, my homeboy Peso needs a knife to chop some vegetables, so I'm gonna be giving this to him. What this does is it's getting ready to open a whole world of possibility to step this into. Now, you know what's so amazing? You would think, oh, I have to learn a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know, okay? But it's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. Wow, I could have really hurt myself. What this is about is, personally, you would think that you're going to learn a whole bunch of stuff you didn't know. What you're going to do is unlearn everything you've learned, which you're on the process of completing, and you're going to recognize what you've always doing. You are a magical being. You are a supernatural being. You don't have to learn how to be yourself. You just have to be yourself. You have been releasing all of the influences that have stopped and gotten in your way of doing so. And now get this, you're going to fundamentally look at everything that you have ever done and start to see the supernatural quality of it. You're going to reframe everything that you were taught was just mundane. And as you get closer to your soul, it's just because you did the work. And I want to really illustrate how from Aries to Leo, from Pisces to Leo is internal. It comes up to the heart. From Virgo to Aquarius is external. And this is where it's going to come out of you. Okay. Power, energy, magician. Some of you focus more on magic. Some of you focus more on power. Some of you focus more on energy harnessing. Okay. It's an understanding of what you've always felt. And the gift of this Leo season is going to bless you with an understanding of the knowledge of how courageous and victorious you have always been, especially for those of you who feel it all the time. You're going to strengthen, empower, or magicalize those feelings so that this puts you in a position. Sin Reed, thank you. I got your chart. I just haven't got your payment. And Maga Soul, please email me your chart. In order to read your chart, I need your chart. Okay, so please send me, email me at thepeacedealer@gmail.com your natal chart, and whatnot. Okay. Other than that, this full moon was the completion of everything. So we had, of course. Oh, what PayPal did you send it to? Oh, you know what? I did not get notified. I got your PayPal. Jasmine. There we go. Beautiful. Jasmine, I believe that was you. Oh, Cynthia Reed. There we go. There we go. Jasmine Zepeda. Oh, Jasmine, I got your reading. Jasmine, you ordered the reading. All right, I got you, Cynthia. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so with that being said, what's important about this is, yeah, Elisha, you don't have to give it up at all, but if taking a break helps, you could take a break. It's all about moderation. It's all about moderation. All right, that being said, Moon in Libra was where new moon in Leo is where you presented yourself. This is who I am. Moon in Libra, or new moon in Leo. Moon in Libra is when you started to express your skills. Moon in Sagittarius is when you started to express the fullness of those skills in your talents. Moon in Aquarius, completion. You completed the performance. And that led to the moon in Taurus, where, of course, you've come into the results right now. Right now, you're coming into the results and the rewards. And this is putting you in a position to come into real, physical, tangible evidence of the real nature of your energy. Whereas you started Leo season beginning the charge. Now we started Leo season and moon in Taurus, beginning the charge. Now we're ending Leo season with the moon in Cancer. And in Taurus, you're now manifesting the fullness of the charge. Guess what you're going to do with that? You're going to bring it into Virgo and you're going to make it real. And so the opposition to Saturn that occurred was the completion of this energy harnessing and the opposition of breaking through the collective narrative with the courage of your heart and voice, whether it's in alignment with it or in opposition to it. Whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter as much until we go into Virgo and produce the results. Then with that analysis, mutable change, you can change your behavior or assumption or affirm it. Okay. So with that being said, the illusion is that the petty negative projections people place affect you. Because they don't affect you, they have to lie to themselves that it affects you. And that's the sad, pitiful state that you're dealing with people who really have no power over you are dealing with. Okay. Now that you've broken through that illusion, it's smooth sailing, more challenging, but smooth sailing in the fact that now you just have to maintain this courage. That being said, we're going to step into, of course, going through each of the zodiac signs and how this is going to affect your sun and rising. So for Aries suns and for Aries risings, Leo season is your 5th house. And so this is like the nature of Leo season, taking your talent and taking the evolution of your personality and expressing how much more talented you focus on your creative projects. This, with Saturn in your 11th, is enabling the right people in your social circle to come together to make the dream real. And it's weeding away people in your life who are full of shit and a waste of time. Whether you like them or not, Saturn is like, this motherfucker's bogus. Goodbye. And why this is very key is with Uranus in your 2nd house, May on the moon, I am taking super chats. Please look at the description box below for the instructions. Okay. Uranus in your 2nd house is hyper manifesting a new sense of wealth that is unbelievable to most people, because for most people, it's almost as if you're bringing it by magic. When for most of you, it's just a very good sense of hard work. I'm going to be right back. That being said, this puts you in a position to not only realistically step in to the full-on creativity of your heart. Once we step into Virgo season, you're going to start the process of integrating these newly creative habits into your lifestyle so you can live the life you love. This is going to break through your inner child. But the lesson and challenge here is to make sure the eccentricities and weirdness about your value don't get in the way of fully expressing your talents. Embrace this facet so that it adds to your worth and aligns you more with people who you're meant to connect with. Taurus, Saturn in your 10th house is completing its final round of solidifying success in your career. Any delays around your career had to do with the construction and building of the expansion of everything that you're here to succeed and accomplish. And so Jupiter that went through here 2021 expanded it. Saturn is structuring it. Okay, creating a higher average. The sun in your 4th house is completing that since February by creating the creative space and inspiring you with ideas of how to renovate your creative space so that you can have the home to now accomplish these goals. You can have the creative space to operate in to accomplish this knowledge that you're meant to be known for. And the Uranus aspect in your first house manifests this genius through you to innovate the quality of your home and career. And so with Venus that has been traveling your third and coming into Leo in your fourth, this has been polishing how you nurture with your attitude and engage beautifully with others, so that in how you share your feelings, this strengthens the courage of heart so that it expands your comfort zone. Because Jupiter in your 12th is transcending the concept of yourself so that you can believe in yourself more than ever, creating a much more vibrant home space to be this transcendent self before Jupiter comes into your sign and starts a brand new cycle. Gemini, you have Leo in your third house. And so this season is all about expressing the truth and messages you have boldly. Leo in the third house of Gemini expresses those messages with courage. So they say it with their chest. And so the intellect and also the nature of the knowledge you are strengthening is aligning your philosophy with science and knowledge, so that everything that you express in the third house is not only confident, but it's aligned with knowledge, so you know what you're expressing. Let's say back in February, you learned new material. Now in Leo, you're expressing and teaching what you learned. And that square to Uranus in your 12th is unlocking a manifestation of a new spiritual path that Leo season is having you start to integrate in your attitude, so that the skills you're manifesting represent the innovation of how much greater quality you're stepping into. And so the evolution of your friendships puts you in a position to communicate to them boldly to foster this evolution. Okay. For Cancer, Leo is your second house of value. And so Jupiter in your 10th house has been evolving the assertiveness with Chiron you approach your career with individually, like a warrior, so that you can create, defined by your own self, your own success. That is now pipelining to Leo season to have you manifest stacks. You manifest royal value through creativity, whether through multimedia content or pouring the essence of your soul and emotions into your art. And this is what, with that opposition to the 8th house in Aquarius, enables you to draw advanced boundaries towards anyone in your social circle who does not respect your value, as you are now manifesting the value that, coming back into February of 2023, you will now give to others knowledgeably. And so this is having you strengthen your self-esteem. But with the square to the 11th, you have to make sure that the eccentricities that you attract in the form of your friendships don't undermine your value, but add to it, so that you know with Saturn how much more strongly to trust the right people and draw proper boundaries. Okay. Venus that is coming out of your sign and in your second will take the polishing of how beautiful you are and now manifest that. And it's going to take what you've manifested and then it's going to polish it, beautify it. So let's say you manifested a new product. Venus is going to come through and now polish it and put finishing touches to what you've manifested. Okay. Leo, this Leo season is going to be about you. And it's going to be the definition of how you're strengthening your character, because all Leos are going through a very important character arc right now. Leos are going to decide with Saturn and Pisces if they're going to walk the path of darkness fueled with narcissism and failure, or if they're going to walk the path of righteousness. And so many Leos are going through controlled opposition with Saturn in the 7th to be tested by who? Other people, in order to maintain your integrity and not let this controlled opposition knock you off your righteousness. This is why you see a lot of Leos, not every Leo, but this is why you see a lot of Leos going a little crazy, because the pressure is hitting them ridiculously. And with Uranus in the 10th, it's giving y'all the opportunity to manifest your own monopoly and to come into wild, unconventional business success. But it also gives you the weirdest reputation. And you're having to deal with this whole sense of you being seen as so different by other people, but still maintain that as the greatest sense of your value in your 10th. And so with this T square from the 7th to the 1st, the definition of how you actually actualize the persona to deal with this pressure is doubled by Jupiter in your 9th that has been evolving your philosophy about yourself. Now that you see that you are much bigger than you were, how you actually embody that is going to be much bigger than it used to be. How that might piss certain people off is also going to be bigger than that used to be. And with Venus coming in and out of the 12th house of hidden enemies, this puts you in a position to take a transcendence of old feelings around how you used to feel about yourself and put yourself in a position to now beautify and polish your own personality after you've made it through the war of your own season. Remember, Pluto is still transforming your lifestyle, and that final boss battle for you is putting yourself in a position to overcome that. So just keep that in mind as you now create the lifestyle of luxury you deserve. Virgo, Scorpio is in your 6th house, where Leo has Pluto in their 6th. So Scorpio in your 6th house is continuing to finish at the 3rd decan the installation of advanced techniques and behaviors to control your lifestyle, so that once it goes into Pisces, the way you make a living is in your control. You can create any job and consistently set how much money you want to make, because the North Node changed the destiny of your career going through Gemini. And so Leo in your 12th house is preparing for your season. Some of you may feel lethargic if you're a Leo rising or Virgo rising, and it's transcending the courage and the beliefs around how you socialize. The key here is the alignment of this level of socialization with the integrity of how you are removing distractions in your lifestyle. And so Jupiter, that left your 7th house and evolved your relationships, has been slowly but surely transforming the new boundaries you place, because now you're so much more sure of yourself than ever. Neptune in the 7th is helping you clear away deceptions brought by others, but see into the divinity of others. And so Jupiter, that's in the 8th, trining that 12th house, is helping to expand the intimacy and dealings with others so that you can release old beliefs around how much more powerful you are or how much lack of power you have, because you're much more powerful now. This is going to go into Virgo season, and it's going to change your personality based off of what this Leo season has aligned in your spiritual beliefs. This Leo season is aligning how you express yourself socially with the discipline of how you have been mastering your lifestyle. So Uranus in the 9th is the unconventional approach towards teaching this wisdom, coming from the South Node in your 3rd house, taking the pure skills and abilities to now ground it practically in ways to teach the wisdom that you've been learning your whole life. Okay. It's very dynamic, because this is going to break you through into your season where you now become everything that you've been working on the past 6 months. Libra, Saturn is in your 5th house. And so opposite the 11th in Leo, this is bringing great courage in how you actually connect with other people and what kind of friends are in your life to also facilitate this nature of your connections with other people. Okay. And the reason why this is very important is relative to whether you're rising or sun in Libra, the influence, Air Layer, thank you so much. The influence of who belongs in your life is being aligned with who aligns with the integrity of your creativity, because the 5th house is the house of your heart's pleasures and the friends of the heart. The 11th house are the acquaintances you have. Libra, this Leo season is asking you, do you have people around your corner who push you to be great and develop more of your creativity, or are they distracting you? And this is bringing back a huge year-long conclusion since last October of who you have in your corner and who you're moving forward with. These are the rewards of the 10th house Cancer career aspect you had, which is pushing you in a position with the square to Uranus in your 8th to unconventionally draw boundaries based on who you can invest in. Because the South Node in your 2nd house is what's taking your money to invest in the right crypto, stock, real estate platforms, people, other people's money, resources, value. But it's the 11th house that breaks you through in who that you trust you can allocate these funds from. Because from now until Scorpio season, you're going to get ready to return on those investments and make moolah. Scorpio, Libra is your 10th house of career. So this is having you come up since February, career breakthrough. You laid the foundation for the seriousness of focus, and for some of you, working from home in your home. You are completing the 4th house Saturn lesson of inheriting cosmic ancestry and the karma behind that, but also solidifying the structure of your home space so that you can be in the social environment and perform on stage. Think Drizzy Drake, Leo rising. He's a performer. He spent most of his life in his late 20s and 30s on stage. He's living the Leo archetype. And so relative to that, the 10th house Leo is you breaking through the seeds you planted with Uranus in your 7th house. This is where you've planted the seeds for relationships that match you. And Leo season is seeing who you move forward with relative to, once again, these partnerships. So that by the time we step into Scorpio season, you are now transforming your personality to embody those who can match with you and vice versa. So Jupiter in your 6th house has been evolving your lifestyle, and it's been taking to the next level the individual actions to bring more autonomy and authenticity to the way you live your life. The reason why this is very, very, very very important is because the capacity to which you put yourself in a position with the South Node in your sign to hold space for the rest of the collective is going to really draw a lot of energy out of you, but now start to see more in the 10th house, the results that you'll practically manifest in Virgo in the 11th of the work you've been putting in. Sagittarius, Leo is your 9th house of philosophy. And so you're showing your love. This is all going to charge energy to prepare you to come into a change in your career, Virgo season in your 10th. And so Mercury that's transiting your 10th is already, if you want to think of Mercury as a satellite ahead of the sun that gains information and then retrogrades to come back and be like, hey, this is what you're going to be aware of. You're gaining insight and ideas about how to change your career, the details that you can actually apply. And then Virgo season, you're going to actually apply them. Okay. And what's important here with Pluto in your 2nd is that you're still transforming the element of your finances. And so with that being said, this puts you in a position with Venus coming out the 8th house to polish the boundaries you draw with people and connect with trust with people who you can actually trust more than ever. What's very key about this with Saturn in your 3rd house is it's aligning the mastery of your cosmic skill sets and the knowledge of your attitude to apply forth courageously, similar to Gemini. Everything that you've been learning in February, you're now ready to teach. Okay. February, you were reading it in a book. Now you're performing it and expressing what you've learned towards others as a form of mastery to show that you've mastered what you've learned. Y'all better stop hating on Wheelchair Jimmy. Okay. And With Uranus that's in your sixth, the innovation of your lifestyle and how you're manifesting unconventional techniques to live your life and manifest buku stacks is what's influencing how much more eccentrically you actually express these beliefs and show your love. Leo is your 8th house, Capricorn. And so this is taking the value of Saturn in your 2nd house, which has been structuring and strengthening your network through your net worth. And it's now having you actually infiltrate social channels to take the knowledge you have and invest it with other people. This is you drawing boundaries to show other people what you know and why they need to invest in that. This is also taking your own money and it's investing in the proper social channels so that when it comes back to February in your 2nd house, you return on your investment. And Scorpio season is going to be the completion of the social circle that you could trust past the 8th house boundary drawing that will represent everyone who invests in your 2nd house. And so this breakthrough through the 8th is letting you know who you can trust. And with Uranus in your 5th, it is challenging how much integrity you can maintain and how uniquely you create what you create. You don't want to compromise and not create as hard as you can because it's too weird. You want to be weird and then adjust that. Don't dim your light. Continue to express that, because Leo puts you in a vulnerable position to where you have to actually trust the people you're dealing with. And Jupiter in the 4th has expanded how much comfort you have in who you are, so that this adds more courage to deal with the right people and facilitate the transformation that will lead into Virgo season of course, you coming out into the 9th to manifest details that will align your philosophy of what actions to take in Cap season. Aquarius, Leo is your 7th house. And so relative to this 7th house, you are completing the Saturnian strengthening of your character since February, and you're now fully expressing the strengthened knowledge of self and performing it to other people. This is holding space for you to have the stage be your relationships. And this is now with Uranus in your 4th, breaking you through the innovated quality of your inner self and home with who you can connect that inner self to, with who honors this facet of yourself. And Mercury in your 8th is already having notes of, okay, I should draw this boundary. I should draw this boundary. I might draw this boundary. And then when the sun goes into Virgo season, you're going to actually draw those boundaries or not, relative to what's changed. But Pluto is still in your 12th. And so this unconscious anxiety you have with the collective is breaking through with Leo's quincunx to the 8th house of Pluto at the end of Leo season. And this is going to, because you're in relationships with other people and you're aware of this social axis and aspect, transform the relationship between these collective narratives based off of the transformation that's happening with others that will come into Virgo season. Because Jupiter is evolving your skills and the courage to communicate your ideas, that boost in the power of your ideas is expressing itself in relationships with other people. And finally, we have Pisces, the magical fishies. Okay. 15-3-95. MAGA Soul, please give me your sun, moon, and rising. I need you to email me your chart. Otherwise, I cannot read your chart. So 15-3-95, I can pull that up. But yeah, please, if you can email me that will help so much. Okay. But if not, I can definitely use this birthday. Pisces, your 6th house is Leo. And so the way you live your life must be aligned with this sense of creativity. This is the Disney lifestyle. This is putting yourself in a position to realistically not only live your life aligned with your heart, but also put you in a position to very freely express how creatively you live your life. And this is where Saturn in the 12th house is very important because it has been transcending the systematic beliefs around the shadow of science. The shadow of science exemplifying the sense and nature, okay, of how uniquely you release old beliefs around how divine you are. Any doubts that have come through, you more than anyone are unlearning everything that was projected and taught to you. Okay. And so Uranus in your third is taking the innovation of your supernatural skill sets that's having you channel energy literally from your fingertips. And it is taking the uniqueness of this attitude and it's integrating it into the creativity of your lifestyle. You're taking the seeds you've sown in the new moon in Taurus eclipse to create a brand new supernatural skill set. That seed is breaking through ground and you're beginning to turn it into a new behavior. It'll blossom Scorpio season in a new philosophy. And in an Aquarius, it'll now become your new spirituality. Boom, it'll go through Pisces. You've become that. That is your becoming. Okay. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was the webinar. I look forward to your feedback. Let me know what did you think of this? This is what to expect if you are a member of Infinity Club. Okay. Any of you who purchase these webinars, I put my effort and time into, and I always make sure I do it justice. Okay. This is what people who purchase these or are part of Infinity Club experience every month. I go in. Okay. And I'm just so honored I was able to do this public with you. It was definitely very necessary. And I really just want to congratulate you, okay? Because personally, this isn't just Leo season. You've made your way across successive cycles to be put in a position to now represent the greatest facet of yourself. And it feels weird. It feels weird to be this powerful. It feels weird to overcome pressure from people who are fake and never were really true, okay? And it's going to feel amazing to fully step into all of this. Okay. So Virgo season is going to start with the moon in Cancer opposite Pluto. This is going to prepare for the balsamic phase that will transcend the social dynamic of how, Virgo, you express the fullness of who and what you are. And you're going to understand how you are. And this is going to lead us into the greatest social game changer we've had in a minute. And we're going to have a major twist through this too. So in conclusion, you want to really put yourself in a position to powerfully take stock of how you've grown. What are you excited to develop? Because your capacity to harness energy is getting ready to go to the next level. Okay. And with that being said, I'm going to do the live readings. I'm going to play this new song real quick. I'm going to do the long readings. Magasol, I did not receive your email. Please, the email is thepeacedealer@gmail.com. But I can just, I'll just put these chart. You don't have to send that anymore. I'm just going to plug this in here. But I did not get your email. Let me see. Stip. Two a.m. March 13, 95. Shout out to 95. All right. Bet. This song is called On and On. It's still not mastered yet. It's currently being mastered right now, but yeah. It go on and on, it go on and on, it go on and on, and yeah, it go on and on, and it go on and on, it go on and on, like your heart beating life till your breath is gone, like hitting replay on your favorite song, like politicians lying to you all along. Damn, how we let it get like that? Dudes acting tough, knowing they ain't built like that, man. The one everybody love talking about till I pull up like, hey, what you talking about?
And they ain't talking about shit. Damn, instead of talking, they can suck the whole tip. Black, and empty out the whole clip. To play, you gotta pay, and I don't pay to play. See, in the Zodiac, we the best out, no debate. If you listen to our words, it can change your fate. The third sign, everybody love to hate, but everybody also want to date. I'm just saying. On and on, even when it's all over. God damn, I'm still sober. In this life, we'll say and think lots of things. Then they die, and that casket gets lowered. It's over like that. You was beating around the bush, now that heartbeat flat. They say you live once, you don't get that life back. If you know Christ, then you live forever. That's fact. And I ain't religious, I just speak the truth. I show my words through my verbs, so you see the proof. I got a cracked tooth, cause I ain't afraid to say the truth to your face. I put you in your place. Said in the Zodiac, we the best out, no debate. If you listen to our words, they can change your fate. The third side, you act like you want none from, but you can't really get enough of.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the Gemini EP begins. Thank you guys so much. Definitely be on the lookout for a listening party. So we'll all rock together. I actually do have an assistant. I recently just got an assistant. Shout out to Kiki. All right, Chrissy, repping Australia. I love that you have a Virgo moon, because like all the Virgo moons and Virgos see what I need. Like they get, like y'all notice it. Like Virgo moons will just say things to me like, "Oh, did you do this?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know I could do that." So like, I'm glad you peeped that. But yeah, other than that, that was my younger sister singing, my Gemini moon sister. And yeah. Shout out to her. She actually just released a new track. It's gonna release later this month, so I'll keep y'all posted. And y'all, that being said, you don't have to wait till February. Really good question. So February will just be the deadline. So you're gonna be coming into it, and then February is gonna be the completion. Really great point. Okay, so we're gonna start with Jove. Angelica, I'm gonna save you for last, because I'm going to do a much longer reading. So we're going to start with Jove. Jove, thank you very much for your donation. We see that your sun is in Virgo and your rising is in Aries. Okay. And you have a moon in Pisces. So you have the Libra sun moon signature. You are the complete version of Virgo, the divine critic. So you feel the unseen and metaphysical, and you are aware of the analysis of how everything you feel that's unseen is here in reality. It's the master version of the complete version of Virgo. Okay. So as an Aries rising, Leo is in your 5th house. You're developing your creativity. But what is actually developing? Leo is your 12th house. So you are transcending the spiritual beliefs around how you socialize. But where is this transcendence taking place? Your fifth house. So you're transcending the beliefs around how you creatively express your talents. You're letting go of inhibitions and fears around how talented you are and what to express and what to keep hidden. And because your moon is in Pisces, your understanding of this all is more collectively focused. So you can literally, you're a God level superhero, God level social, okay, with an individual Aries personality. Chiron, that's right near your rising, is putting you in a position to be an instrument of this healing. It's a fancy way of saying you're triggering the bejesus out of people. And this is putting you in a position to be that warrior, as in the sixth house, you influence the behaviors of others. And so Mercury, that's been going through your sixth, has been helping in advance to align in integrity the lifestyle that you're getting ready to integrate. So that once you go into Virgo season, this creativity you're transcending, you will now identify with a brand new behavior and lifestyle that bridges in the evolution of your soul that happened 6 months prior in Pisces season. And the reason, once again, why this is so pivotal is not only does this continue to put you in a position to realistically capitalize off of the seeds you sowed with the North Node in your second house, but now you're getting ready to take forward these seeds and value so that you can create a lifestyle that enables you to harness this next level of wealth and unconventional money that you are bringing into as well. What do you mean by mediators? That's a really good question. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Sid, we see that you are a pure queen. We see you got the spirit of the natural queen, and we see you have the soul of the solar queen. So you're a pure queen. Sun, moon, and rising in fixed signs means you're a total queen. Okay. You express the individuality of your natural spirit towards others, which means as pure queen, you provide value towards other people. And because you are a golden producer, moon in Leo is a golden soul. All right. This puts you in a position in the 10th house to activate the expression of your inner soul world. Okay, Jove, no problem. I'm so glad this resonated with you. Jove, you're also getting ready to come through a brand new 12-year cycle with Jupiter going through your rising. So congratulations. Surrender until next year. It's time to go. Brand new adventure. Okay, you're going to come into the best cycle of your life. So Sin, as a Taurus sun, you get the best of both worlds. Oh, okay. I didn't even think about that. Thank you. I'll look into that. I didn't even think I needed that. Much appreciated. So once again, as a Taurus, we know that Leo is your fourth house. However, as a Scorpio rising, Leo is your 10th house. So the way you have the best of both worlds in this capacity is Leo season is helping you understand more of your creative potential and the home space with which you can operate and express yourself from. With that being said, your awareness of this breaking through in your comfort zone is taking place in how you break through in your career. And so this is having you crescendo the 6 months of Saturn developing your home, especially if you've netted work from home opportunities, so that you can bridge this definition of your career as a new home space. And this is where Uranus in your sign is with the eclipse, having you manifest the most impactful and lifelong relationships that you're meant to innovate other people through. You're the genius right now. And it's attracting a certain quality of individual that matches your frequency. Okay. The significant aspect of this is you have Jupiter that's coming out your fifth into your sixth. And so you've been slowly but surely evolving your lifestyle. Next year, you're going to step forward into taking every aspect of how you live your life and the actions you take to do that to the next level. And so this is preparing you to sneak peek how you're going to shift your career with the implementation of how you do what you do so much more powerfully. Okay. And so keep that in mind, because Virgo season is going to come around and manifest the results of this career success. And what you want to see Leo season as is giving you the vision of what success you want and what you want it to look like. So once the 7th house Taurus connects to 11th house Virgo, you're pipelining the friends you've manifested in Taurus season to actually be a part of your collective. And you're subscribing to the right collective as well. So all power to you, because I do see you have Pluto and Sagittarius. And so with Saturn and Gemini, you're definitely born in the 2000s. And as a representation of the new generation, you have the queen goddess Juno on your sun. So every woman that I've ever met, shout out to Ruby, who's an example, with Juno on their sun, moon, or rising, is a representative of the queen goddess. I've never read a chart that has a Juno connect that isn't a queen. Like everyone who I meet with this has amazing aspects. So it's not a coincidence that as you represent Queen Juno through Taurus, you're a total queen. Like you're next level. You're not normal. Okay. And you're manifesting this extreme facet of your value in a way to actually personally put yourself in a position to break through, and how magnificently you show that. You're still very young. So you want to give yourself patience towards this developmental process, but you've broken through the courage it takes to establish this sense of your career and legacy at such a young age. And that makes you nothing less than a complete badass. Okay. Woo! All right. Next we have Sebastian. No, that's not true. Mayan Moon. So who is Mayan Moon? Melissa Barnwell. Okay. I don't think I've received your chart. So if possible, please, Melissa, email me your natal chart to the peacedealer@gmail.com. So Megan, so for Sebastian, okay, we know that Sebastian is a Taurus rising. He's a natural king. And he has a sun in the 2nd house like me. People pay me money so that I can talk to them. Because like your son, Sebastian, we both have individual personalities. May on the moon, air on layer. Beautiful, beautiful. We have individual personalities and individual 2nd house Geminis. So the way we manifest is through communication and talking. So people pay me so that one-on-one, because Gemini is individual, I communicate with them. So just like that, it's going to happen to him. He can manifest abundance through writing, communication, anything that represents his true value. He has his moon in Leo. Okay. So he's the golden angel. That is so awesome. So as a golden angel, he is developing the creativity so that his home space enables him the ability to express who he truly is. I love this, especially knowing that your son is born in 2013. He has Uranus in Aries. So those kids born after 2010, Jupiter is evolving their Uranus. And in the 12th house, he may be going through a place of radical isolation in an effort to very powerfully take abstract, unique, genius elements of how he sees himself and struggle to gain expression for it. This is something that until he's 17, coming into mid-adulthood, he will have some challenges with, but because his moon in Leo connects with this Uranian aspect, it charges the golden nature of his soul in a way that puts you in a position to very, very, very powerfully connect through your willingness and ability. Oh, Maga Soul, your email went into spam. That's why I didn't see it. And May, I did not get your email. That one's not in spam. So I'm not sure if you sent it to the right email. Okay, Taurus Sun, Aqua Moon, Leo Rising. I got it. Appreciate you. I got it. So personally, all right, with the nature of your son, right? The unconventionality with which he'll be misunderstood with this 12th house Uranus is evolving with Chiron so it can be polished accordingly. And as Jupiter goes over his rising next year, he's going to start a brand new 12-year chapter of stepping into his greatness at such a young age. All right. So Leo season that's in his 4th, while Saturn is in his 10th, is already preparing the opportunity for him to really kind of develop around, of course, authority figures in his life through you and his father or any father figures, how, what direction he might, this is going to already at a young age give him an idea of what he wants to accomplish in his life, even if it might change once he becomes that age. So it's very, very pivotal because the eclipse that's happening in his 1st is unlocking his royal nature at a young age. And it's transforming the quality of partnerships that over the next 10 years, he will start to develop. Now that he's coming into, puberty and his teenage years. All right. Because he's about to be 10. So this is a very huge period. All right. And yeah, Virgo season is going to apply the real practical creativity of how he fleshes this into reality. But I feel like with the Leo 4th house, the most important thing is to just continue to create the space for him where he feels free being in his heart and expressing what he loves, because that's going to foster the Jupiter on Uranus 12th and help him express more of the suppressed Aries power he has in a space that enables him to do this. Okay. And I really hope that speaks to you. I really hope that was accurate for you as well. Melissa Bonwell, Taurus Sun, Leo Rising, Aqua Moon. So you are the cosmic producer. Whereas we had the golden producer with the Leo Moon, Taurus Sun, you're the Aqua Moon, Taurus Sun. You're the cosmic producer. So you gain your knowledge from the collective celestial vibration of everything. And that goes into what you produce. Because as a Leo rising, you're a boss. You're in the 10th house. So Uranus has been manifesting through you, your idea of a monopoly and your own unique sense of, success, so that this can actually ground practically. Scorpio season is when it's going to blossom. And you want to look forward into Virgo season of manifesting unexpected windfalls of income. And so Leo season is putting you in a position to now embody the checkpoint of the seeds you planted in your 10th house, so that you can now embody the success story you're getting ready to complete in Aquarius season. Saturn in your 7th house is strengthening your soul's strength so that you can raise the standards of relationships you're with. And so the challenges you gain from other people are making sure you're drawing the right boundaries so that you're not dealing with people who are a waste of your time or who are less than the standards that Saturn wants to raise through these karmic lessons. But since it's squaring your sun in Taurus, it's making sure that what you're manifesting as a part of your career is aligned with the integrity of how you're dealing with other people too, because there are elements to how you'll make this money that don't necessarily have to be regulated. And so this is going to add more responsibility on your part to really navigate through these essences. Okay. That being said, I really hope that message spoke to you, because once we step into Virgo season, you're going to come into considerable money evolution, because the 8th house transit in Pisces is getting ready to manifest in your 2nd house. The transformation of your investment channels to open up self-employment and now manifest practically the change of how you manifest practical value. Okay. And May on the Moon, congratulations, because you're getting ready for so much expansion. Like once Jupiter goes into your 10th house, 2022 is like creating your lemonade shop, and you have unique lemonade that no one else can get anywhere else. Then 2023 is when Jupiter comes through, and then you evolve the lemonade stand and you create a bigger stand with more materials and you get more money. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, Asada. All right. So I got a chart from Eve, but I don't know if I got the payment. So I'm not sure if I might have missed that. So we're going to go into Angelica. Yeah. Leslie, I got your chart. I'm just not sure where you sent the payment through. Okay, for Leslie and Eve. So I'm going to go to Angelica. Angelica. Okay. Angelica, we do see that you have your sun in Aries, you have your rising in Aries, you have your moon in Taurus. So, relative to that, the reason why that's significant is as an Aries rising, Jupiter is getting ready to go through your first. And not only is Jupiter ready to go through your first, it's putting you in a position to very powerfully and realistically step into a brand new 12-year cycle of evolution. And you want to get so excited about this. When I went through that Jupiter first house cycle, I got my first reading from the Leo King, and he told me that I'm getting ready to step into a whole new cycle of evolution. And the significant thing about that really has much to do with this nature of, for me, that was when I became the peace dealer shortly after. And before that, I didn't really know what I was doing with my life enough to know what direction to move into. You know, I did not receive your Cash App. So maybe you might have sent it to the wrong person. Okay. Let me see. So once Jupiter goes back into, oh, there we go. Eve, I got your Cash App. I got your Cash App. Okay. Once we actually step into 2023 and Jupiter actually goes through Aries, you're going to begin your new 12-year chapter. So this year is a transition. You're sneak peeking into the evolution of you. And the reason why this is so lit is you are the fire goddess. Like, I love your archetype. Your moon is exalted, your spirit is exalted. So you are the natural exalted spirit of the one. Literally, because you're Aries rising too. You are the personification of God's light expressed from Sagittarius is God's light, but the creation of God's light, the spark is Aries. You are the manifestation of God's favorite child. And this is where, as the one, you manifest such unconventional value with Uranus in your second. You are unlocking the strength and quality of your soul. And you've been using the resources from other people who trust what you have to raise your wealth. And so Leo season is the breakthrough point that is enabling you the creativity and talent to take what you have and to share with other people. Look at what I got. Look at how confident I am. Look at how valuable I am. This is where, if in Taurus season, you created a brand new soap, Leo season is where you're on stage like, hey, look at my soap. This is the best soap you'll ever have. This soap has A, B, C, and D. Virgo season, you're going to get more detailed into creatively showing how it works. But Leo season is you expressing what you got. And then, of course, Tia Alyssa, please look at the description box below and you will see the instructions. The Scorpio season is when it's up for auction now. And this is where now people are investing in what you have to come into great returns. The method of how you are breaking through into this unconventional sense of your value is preparing you for the North Node in Aries that's going to fully unlock your personality. Okay. And with Chiron on your rising, you're an instrument of healing. You're triggering the crap out of people and you're breaking through with Pluto in your 10th, any limitations or glass ceilings in career. You are the light. Okay. And it's attracting a lot of negativity. Neptune in your 12th house of hidden enemies will be fully exposed with Mercury in your 6th and the subsequent transit of the sun in Virgo, where you will see through people's behavior who's an hidden enemy or not, and how to transcend old beliefs around how much more powerful you have always been. Okay. So Saturn in your 11th is weeding away the influence of fake friends in your life and people who hold you back. And another reason why this is very important is the square with Saturn to Uranus and an opposite your 5th house is enabling you to express your creativity towards an audience so that they can invest more in what you have. Once they see the power of the soap, this is what's going to see why they need to invest more in you and break through any outside influences that seek to undermine your value. Okay. What's very key here is the transition of the 5th house into your 6th house in Virgo is going to facilitate a very powerful element of changing your entire lifestyle. Now, because your North Node is in Taurus, you're going through a nodal return. And this is a 20-year completion of the work you've done to connect with the society around you and find people who invest in what you have. So you're starting a brand new cycle moving forward here. And Virgo season is going to complete the Neptune, Sun, Moon, Jupiter conjunction in your 12th house that expanded your spiritual beliefs. Now you're going to build a lifestyle in Virgo that takes the dreams you had in March and make it real in September. This is going to take the money you've been manifesting and it's going to integrate it into your lifestyle so you can allocate those funds necessarily and now spruce up how you integrate your social life with the right people. And so you're alone now, but next year, when you start that brand new 12 house Jupiter cycle, you're stepping into a brand new cycle where you're going to meet new people and all sorts of experiences that align with you. You want to see this as the very last chapter of the old life you've lived. And so you're releasing that. You're saying goodbye to those influences. And this is why you are not like any new relationships, any new jobs, any new careers. You don't want to start a new cycle at the last chapter of a book. And that's why I started this reading by saying, before I became the peace dealer, I didn't know I was going to become the peace dealer. I felt very lost. I felt like I didn't know what was coming. I was hopeful, but I didn't know what was coming next. So if you feel that right now, that's because you're about to step into the grandest adventure of your life. Okay. And you're going to expand the quality coming into May of 2023 of how much money you even manifest. It's going to be unrecognizable. In this new cycle, you'll meet, because you're going to meet new people in the new book. So you just want to surrender, okay, for the rest of the year. Virgo season is going to make every single one of your dreams real. It's going to begin the process of piecing together exactly how you continue the self-made legacy, because you're a straight boss. You're a soul queen, okay? And you know it. You're naturally beautiful. And this is going to really express itself through your confidence. And you're going to be unrecognizable coming into next year, but more powerful than you've ever been. Okay. So once again, it's a lot to look forward to, and all power to you, because as an Aries, I know you've gone through a bunch of bullshit by people who scoff their nose and feel like they're better than you, but you're probably realer than most of all those motherfuckers out there. And so the rest of this year is going to transcend all the false perceptions around you. And it's going to break you through into such great victory coming into Libra to Capricorn season. All right, past the eclipse. So I hope that reading spoke to you. You have everything to be excited for, because once you clear this rest of the year, you're stepping into literally the promised land of your own manifestation and creation. The rest of this year is making sure you draw boundaries so that the wrong people do not necessarily take the treasure that you built for yourself. And the most important thing concerning that, shout out to you, King Sigma, is personally, okay, relative to this breakthrough, every jam that you're in right now and every challenge that you have 6 months from now, you're going to overcome. So just embrace the challenges. You're going to clear it. Then you're going to step into the brand new book. So much, much, much appreciated. Okay, I really do appreciate you. Finally, we do have Eve. Okay. Eve is also born 1985. So Eve, you are also going through a nodal return, which is very beautiful. This nodal return is completing 20 years worth of designating your value accordingly to what it truly is. And not just that, it's putting you in a position to very realistically step into, the BX, Bronx, New York, this position, because you have now what in Aquarius? Jupiter in Aquarius, to strengthen the evolution of your social circle. Because your sun is in Virgo. Oh, hold on. Because your sun is in Virgo and your rising is Scorpio. Ooh, you're a pure queen. That's beautiful. So you were born with the nodes on you and Saturn. You're a whole gangster. Eve is a whole gangster, y'all. You're an instrument of Saturn and Pluto. So you're a whole Kundalini goddess. And your destiny, you're chosen by destiny, Eve, to take the wisdom. Duh, you're the Kundalini goddess. And you have all the authority of Saturn purity to command the forces of the underworld, psychology and wisdom, to use yourself this lifetime to transform other people. So your destiny is to find those who are worthy, to transmute the Lilithian expression through that, because Lilith is attached to your north node. Lilith being attached to your north node puts you in a potential to deal with this erotic sense of other people, but Saturn aligns it with integrity. So it's not a very misabused sense of sexual energy. You are a gangster, especially as a Virgo sun. So falling in the 10th, 11th house puts you in a position to create the practical, grounded communities around you, being this Aquarius signature, even though it falls in your 10th, right? So why this is very important is, personally, Leo in your 10th house is transcending the spiritual beliefs and doubts over the success that you are deserved. And what's very important here is this is a nodal return. So the eclipse in your 7th house is manifesting relationships that are valuable to you and that you bring value to. You're transforming your personality so that relationships on your level can match you and vice versa. So Leo season is the checkpoint where the seeds you planted in May grow above ground and put you in a position to actually show socially the results of who in your partnerships with bring you to the top of success, so that this can come back around and develop your personality after 6 months of growing the seeds. Okay. And not only that, it also puts you in a position to very powerfully and miraculously. Oh, Magaso, I got you. To very miraculously and powerfully put you in a position to, realistically open up such a sense of what influence you have socially. Because once we step into Virgo season, it's going to allocate the seeds you planted in the 7th and show you critically who belongs in your social circle, which is going to influence the eclipse in Scorpio season. So with Saturn in your 4th house, this puts you in a position once again to very practically and magically break through this element of how powerfully the influence you've come into manifests results of career success. And with Saturn in your 4th, it's strengthening the home space with which you operate from. So we really want to look at Jupiter in the 6th, because coming into next year, it's going to quintessentially evolve your lifestyle and now how you live and work your life to the next level, because now you're so much more powerful, and it's going to bring more authenticity in the way you live your life, which is connecting to this Leo season to embolden how much more courageously the way you live your life aligns with the career, job title, and success you want in your life. Okay. So I hope that was accurate for you. I hope that spoke to you. once again, you having the South Node and Saturn on your rising anchors this with Saturn square in Aquarius to make sure you preserve the integrity of your character. Because people with no integrity will project on you that something's wrong with you, but no, they're just fake bitches. Okay. And you're pure. You're the personification of purity and wisdom. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay. Isis Marie's frequency. I'm glad this resonated with you too. And I love you all, man. I'm really grateful that, you know, you guys tune in the way you do. This makes this the best. I really do appreciate it. Okay. And finally, we have Magasol. Okay. I love that you're born in 95. You are also a gangster. You got Saturn on your sun. Let me tell, I'm going to do a documentary on Saturn constructs. 50 Cent has Saturn on his sun. And he came in the hip hop game changing the way gangster rap is rapped. But the most impressive thing to me he's done was sell over $100 million selling what? Water, smart water. That's Saturn on his sun and Cancer. He created a system of business to where he made a fortune selling water, and he's a water Cancer sign. He's a legend, okay? You're a legend in the sense that you're a Pisces. So you're a legendary gangster. You have Sun, Saturn in Pisces. So depending on how you're going to actualize that, once you come around your Saturn return, speaks to you also bearing the totality of divinity and metaphysical understanding. And so you having Saturn on your sun, I'm going to email you an alien construct article that I believe will really help you out. And I want you to read the Saturn power construct alien. You can turn time backwards and forward. You can manifest anything in a 3D realm. But Saturn gives you the totality of awareness as a divine being, an ascended master, that puts you in a position to represent the new gen. Because you have Pluto in Sag, you have Jupiter in Sag, Uranus is about to go in Aquarius. So you represent the creation of the new world. Okay. If you think Pluto in Sagittarius is after Pluto Scorpio, and you guys have Saturn Pisces that starts a new karmic cycle, Saturn Aries. And so you in the bridge of Saturn Pisces is the end of the old world and the beginning of the new world. And you're caught in the middle of it, outside of the veil, assisting humanity as an ascended master. Your moon is in Leo, so you're the golden divine being or the golden ascended master. And as a Pisces sun, Leo season is your 6th house. Relative to March, where you had Jupiter, Neptune, Sun, and Moon in your sign, you evolved your sense of self, manifested it in Aries, in the identity, expressed it through Taurus, grounded it with your mind in Gemini, fully expressed the divinity of yourself through Cancer in your emotions. And now you're taking all 5 of those facets and you're integrating it through Leo in a creative lifestyle where you can live the life that your heart loves. And it's not even about, I love what I do. It's just more the courage that goes into expressing the creativity in your lifestyle. So you live a fun Disney lifestyle. And if you don't, Leo season is going to shift what needs to change for you to live that lifestyle. Once we go into Virgo season, you're going to blossom all of that evolution in the form of real partnerships in this real world that can match your divinity, that can match how you're holding integrity of this synthesis and interconnectivity. Because Virgo breaks down everything into its interrelated whole. Okay. However, Pisces connects everything. So Virgo breaks down that watch into every individual piece, but Pisces connects all the pieces of that watch and how they're connected in one thing, manifesting Aries. Okay. So with that being said, you still do have Jupiter trying your Jupiter. You have Saturn that's over your Neptune and Uranus, strengthening these extra dimensional claircognizant channels before Pluto, actually have Pluto awakening these claircognizant channels. Pluto going through for 94 and 95 is awakening, since y'all have it at the end, the nature of how psychic you are and how you actually through your body tap into realms beyond this existence through your mind and imagination. When I went through that earlier in the decade, that was a period where I started to become more psychic. I started to feel more push of independence. And that's starting to happening to you right now in your 11th house of friendships, so that you can awaken the right community to facilitate this level of growth and development. And in a nutshell, because you have your North Node in Scorpio, you're going through a nodal reversal that's going to take the resources of your own attitude and skills and teach an occult philosophy that brings to light hidden aspects of the way you live your life. But it's using that now to manifest grounded skills with this reversal to come back around 10 years for what you've learned and broken through. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it spoke to you. Leo season is getting ready to integrate this creative lifestyle with real people Virgo season, so that you can now apply this change of behavior into your relationships with other people. Okay. That being said, that was a W stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to bow out right now. Y'all stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.